is the ideal outcome for the Broadband Technology Opportunities Program? What would a successful program look like?
I think that what was exactly successful under the BTOP program is yet to fully be determined, in part because there was a recognition that BTOP and its companion program at the Department of Agriculture, RUS, was only going to be a down payment. And that term was used often. It was viewed that there would be programs that would come out of the BTOP program that would be instructive to how the government should use funding and use money in the future that would enhance the deployment and the adoption of broadband services. So to say right now there is one ideal outcome, I think that's a little hard to say. But let's take a couple of scenarios. Anything that stimulates the deployment and use of broadband in previously unserved or underserved areas would clearly be considered a good outcome. I don't know if ideal is sort of hard to say, but certainly a very good outcome if we're seeing that they're able to bring broadband infrastructure to those areas that previously were unserved, and that through various sustainable broadband adoption programs, you have more people that would be either afraid to use broadband services or not really didn't really understand how those services could enhance their lives, either through job seeking, either through distance learning, health, medicine types of information exchanges, just their overall well-being. And I think that anything that stimulates deployment in that area and adoption in that area would certainly be ideal. The other aspect is certainly job growth. I mean, one of the other areas that was contemplated under the BTOP, or the Broadband Technologies Opportunities Program, would be that there would be some job growth. Now, clearly BTOP, when the portion of BTOP that is focused on infrastructure, which is the laying of the fiber off the cable here, there, and everywhere, that there's some job growth associated with digging the trenches and putting the wires up on the telephone poles. But that's only one aspect of job growth, and one might argue that's a very finite view of what the real benefits are of infrastructure deployment. The hope is that the other aspects of job growth are sort of the distance jobs, telecommuting, the ability to, maybe you could provide medical record analysis, in one location, or billing services in another location, or a help desk, teleconferencing. There's a whole series of things that don't require you to be physically in one location, and so but nevertheless require high-speed broadband type of connectivity. So it's not something you could do up over dial-up with the traditional copper or twisted pair. It's something that you'd need to do over some type of high-speed service. And by extending the deployment of broadband services and educating people in those areas about their potential opportunities for these types of jobs, the hope is that you would have job growth in areas that have a high demand for that, but previously were unaware or unable to fill that need. And I guess the third issue is the sustainable use of broadband. I think clearly NTIA would consider their program a success if people found that they need these services and were able to benefit from having these broadband services. I think from an educational standpoint, it's phenomenal. I think from a job growth area, it's phenomenal.